Hey guys, Sublord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the DC Multiverse Silver Age Batman with Ace the Bat Hound, who's just a slug, but there he is, chilling next to his best bud, good old Bruce Wayne there. So, with that being said, of course, this is brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys, who are both fine folks and not so fine folks in this case, because, well, we're going to talk about it. So before I get too far ahead of myself, why don't we cut right to the chase and take a look-see at all Silver Age Batman has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with a collectible trading card. Very classic indeed. There's a bio on the back of this collectible trading card, but do you really need to read it? It might actually have some different stuff on there as opposed to the typical Batman bio. They've been putting more stats on the cards as of late. But at any rate, as far as his actual accessories go, he's got a pair of open hands or grappling hands for choking mofos out. He's got a pair of grip hands when he wants to choke them out to the point of them turning blue, as well as a batarang, which you can fit in the hand. And then last but not least, you of course have Ace the Bat Hound. Now, need I remind you that this is a DC Multiverse standard figure and not a collector edition, so I don't know what the deal with that is. It's very inconsistent. It makes no sense to me. But he comes with Ace the Bat Hound. And his head don't even move, which kind of sucks. Like, Crypto's moved. That said, I always thought Ace had a cape. He does not. That is weird. Didn't the Crypto the Superdog animated series? Anyone remember that? Probably not. But that is it. Not a bad spread for 20 bucks. 20 to 25 bucks, I suppose. Because, of course, he also comes with the hockey puck display stand we're using with all McFarlane Toys releases. And he's got a crinkly cape. It's wired, but the wire is longer on this side than this side. On mine anyways. It's not anything that can't be fixed with some hairdryer action, popping the head and neck off, and adjusting the wire in the cape. It's probably all it takes, but I can't be bothered to do that right now. I already did the cape swap with Adam West and Hugo Strange. That was enough cape finagling for this guy for one day, so we're not going to do it again. But it is something to note that the cape is not even as far as the wire goes. The cape itself, I think, is even, or at least even enough, but the wire is not. So that is an issue, on top of the fact that this material just plain sucks. Like, how come Chris Reeves gets like the nice t-shirty material, but this guy gets this crappy, crinkly crap? Like, I don't like this material whatsoever. It should be spandex, if anything. Because it has no, like, I don't know. There's not a lot of give to it. You can't really manipulate it. It just kind of meh. It's more egregious than just having the plastic cape this body buck was known for, in my opinion. So, that's my 2 cents on that. I'm sure every McFarlane Toy simp is going to disagree with me in the comments below, but you know what? It's a free country. You can do whatever the heck you want, I guess. Said as far as his articulation goes, his head will rotate side to side. It will look... Well, actually, it doesn't look up very far at all, does it? Maybe I just need to heat it, but... Either way, he doesn't have a ton of tilt either. But very Diedrich Bader. Brave and the Bold. Indeed, this figure. I do quite like that. Shoulders will go up, back down. They'll rotate all the way around. He's got this beautiful butterfly. He's got the bicep swivel, double elbow. That works fine. A little chunky, but that's how this body buck always is. Or has been. He's got ball hinge wrists that will rotate, hinge, and swivel. He's got a diaphragm joint that'll move this far forward, this far back, and then tilt side to side and rotate around a bit. He's got a waist twist, but it's very, very tight, and I don't want to mess with that, so we're not gonna. Moving his arms up. Whoop. He actually does not have like a sculpted bat symbol either. It's just painted on. But the hips will kick out this far. Back down. Rotate forward and back. Double knee. That works okay. He does have a little bit of thigh cut in there. And then he has ball hinge ankles that will rotate, hinge, and pivot. As well as toe joint. That's not too loose on that side, a little bit on that side. That said, I will say, when I initially opened this guy, the ankle joint, I had to heat it up and flip it around, I think, because it wasn't lining up, and I thought I got another fluke. And thankfully, I didn't. Thankfully, I didn't. So, crisis aborted, but screw sculpted ankle joints, those are stupid, along with sculpted wrist joints, but for whatever reason, I haven't noticed anyways, any whack-doodle mishaps with the wrist joints, so knock on wood, it stays that way. But at any rate, before I bop anything else behind camera that you guys may or may not know that I have or don't have, stay tuned later today to find out what that is. It's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Silver Age Batman alongside the rest of this very Batman-centric wave of DC Multiverse figures, because McFarlane's gonna McFarlane until they can't McFarlane no more because McFarlane. That said, we have the Batman from Batman Noel, as well as Batman Beyond from Neo Gothic. And yeah, I think he scales quite well with these two body molds. The armored Batman appears to be a little bit bigger, and Batman Beyond appears to be a little bit smaller. Not by a ton. It's not a great margin of difference or anything here, but I think the scaling works. And that's a problem McFarlane's had since the beginning, because McFarlane's going to McFarlane until they can't McFarlane anymore because McFarlane. So, getting these two out of here. Try saying that 5 times fast. I triple dog dare ya. Said we got our 2 regulars, Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibolith right here, and the infamous Elephant Spawn, who is a little bigger than the Dark Knight here, but not towering. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while I'm not a fan of the crinkly capes the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys, or I guess not so fine folks in this case, are using on the Dark Knight here, I have to say that this Silver Age Batman does give me lots and lots of Brave and the Bold vibes, and I can't think but hear Diedrich Bader's voice in my head when I look at this figure, so it is fun to mess around with, but I do wish the capes were more of that t-shirt material like we see with Superman, particularly Christopher Reeve we just looked at. He had a great wired cape made out of a much better material. I wish they would use that on the Batman, but for whatever reason, they use this weird crinkly crap that I'm just not a fan of. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.